mountains and valleys will come to drink from the stream of knowledge. Our duty is to succeed in learning and service. Excellence is our goal. Ahmadu, Bello, University, and our dreams we shall achieve. We give thanks to Almighty Allah, in Him we derive our strength. With beautiful we shall abide by the ways of good learning. North to south, east to west, your name shall always be. Ahmadu, Bello, University, a citadel of great learning.
Right? Right. So, as you remember, that this program, Plant is Life Contest 2025, empowering the next generation of plant biologists, is hosted by the Department of Botany here in Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. So at this junction, I am going to call on the head of the Department of Botany in person of R. Aliyu in order to give welcome.
Esteemed Vice Chancellor, represented by the Dean of Basic Medical Science, Wilson Harman, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research and Innovation, Professor R. Sanusi, Dean of DAC, ably represented by Professor Mika Hanam, members of the university community, our dear students, the Plant is Life contest. Botany is the basis of life on Earth. Security, environmental sustainability, and human well-being. We are gathered here today to acknowledge the importance of plants in our daily lives. This maiden edition of the Plant is Life contest is an innovative initiative by multinationals to join us as we nurture the next generation of environmental. Our goal is to ensure that we inculcate the knowledge of plant science and its relevance in our daily lives. I am delighted that we have here today 31 secondary schools and 272 registered participants. Irrespective of the outcome of this contest, everyone, every school, every participant, you are all winners because you have recognized the importance of plant science in your life and you are here for this contest. The Department of Botany, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, wish to express her profound gratitude to the Vice Chancellor for approving this contest. To all members of the university committee have one way or the other contributed to the success of this contest. And most importantly, to the staff of the Department of Botany who have worked tirelessly to ensure that this contest is a success. let us celebrate the spirit of innovation, teamwork. I wish you all a happy, engaging experience. Welcome to Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria.
Right, thank you, Madam HOD, Professor R.E. Aliyu. Before we proceed, I would like to introduce more dignitaries to the high table. We have the representative of the director, IA Information and Computing, in person of Dr. Mrs. Odenle J. We have the head, as the HOD of Plant Science, person of Professor Muhammad Sagir. Right, next is the opening remark by the number one in ABU. Students, do you know the number one of ABU? You don't know? Okay, we'll start the quiz now. Okay, because I said I will give you prizes. Never mind, the main quiz is coming. Okay, the Vice Chancellor is the number one. The Vice Chancellor, sir. Okay, before the Vice Chancellor, I saw the coming of one of our own, Professor W.S. Javed. As you are coming down, sir, direct to the high table. Professor W.S. Javed, he is the center leader of Space, and he is also from the department. Yes, sir. All right. So, Mr. Vice Chancellor, Professor Herman Wilson, welcome address, sir.
The Deputy Vice Chancellor, Advancement, Research and Innovation, other Dean of Life Sciences, HODs, other important dignitaries present here, distinguished scholars, respected faculty members, esteemed guests, my dear students, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me a pleasure to stand before you today on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Adamu Ahmed, who would have cherished to be here personally, but for his challenging tight schedule, is unavoidably absent on a topic that lies at the very foundation of our existence, yet is often overlooked in its simplicity. Plant is life. This is not merely a poetic statement or a slogan heard at environmental rallies. It is a scientific, ecological, and undeniable fact that shapes the survival and future of every living organism on planet Earth. Kindly permit me to congratulate the organizers of this important event for their thoughtfulness in reminding us about the sensitive matter. Plant is life. This program could not happen at a better time. Let us start with the most fundamental role plants play. They are the architects of life. Through the remarkable process of photosynthesis, plants convert sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water to glucose, which is the building block of energy. And oxygen, the very air we all breathe. The atmosphere will not sustain life. Every breath we take is a direct gift from the green world around us. Yet, however, we often do pause to appreciate the silent, unwavering work of and tiny patches of green parts of Ahmadu Bello University that keep us alive. Beyond the air, we primary producers of every food, whether you're a herbivore, carnivore, omnivore, your meal directly or indirectly comes from plants. The bark of the willow tree gives us aspirin. The rosy periwinkle of Madagascar contributed to the leukemia. Even the 21st century scientists search forest and jungle for the next medical marvel hidden in the leaves, roots, and barks of plants. Moreover, plants stabilize soil, prevent erosion, purify water, provide habitat for millions of species. Their role in maintaining biodiversity is irreplaceable. Sadly, deforestation, habitat destruction, and urbanization threaten this delicate balance, pushing many species, including us, towards uncertainty. Beyond physical survival, plant spirit, research show that time spent in green spaces reduces stress, enhances mood, and even improves cognitive function. In schools, hospitals, and urban spaces, plants likely foster well-being. In truth, to say plant is life is not an exaggeration. It is the essence of existence. But understanding the truth is not enough. As scholars, educators, and future leaders, we have a responsibility to protect, preserve, and promote plant life. Let us advocate for greener campuses, support reforestation effort, which Ahmadu Bello University is committed to, champion sustainable agriculture, and integrate environmental education in every sphere of academic pursuit. In protecting plants, we protect ourselves. Because when we say plant is life, we acknowledge an unbreakable bond, one that defines the future of the planet. I wish once more to congratulate all the students that have been invited, and I pray that you have a wonderful experience that will not only nurture you towards bringing a sustainable planet for us, but will also start a wonderful career as you move along. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Herman Wilson, the Dean, Basic Medical Sciences, ABU, who represented our Vice Chancellor. Can we give him a round of applause? All right. You see, from the speech of Vice Chancellor, you can understand that studying plants is necessity, because without plants, we cannot be in existence. Can anyone survive without plants? Can you do without food? We cannot do without food. All right, so this makes it very necessary to study plants, to study what we eat, and that is basically botany, or plant science, or plant biology. And you know, Some may ask, why must we study plants or why must we study botany? Let me tell you, studying botany, once you study botany, in fact, you will be at the top. Me questions that, secondary school students always ask, if I study this course, what am I going to become? If I do this, what am I going to do? You always want to study medicine, law, and what have you. All right. The answer, if you ask me, if I study botany science, what are you going to become? I will categorically tell you that you can become anything. I mean anything. For example, I know majority want to work in big government parastatals. If you study botany, you can work in any of the parastatals. And in Nigeria now, you tell me a particular place that a botanist or plant scientist cannot work. If you call that place, I will mention one person that studied botany and he is there now. You can work in any agricultural parastatal, you can work in any pharmaceutical parastatal, you can work in any agency or ministry that has to do with environment. And anywhere, as I mentioned earlier. So our Vice Chancellor has so many commitments and he's going to take his leave now. And we wish him good luck and thank him for giving his time. Very much, sir. So before we go deep, everybody should stand up for the Vice Chancellor as he exits. Thank you very much, sir. That's it. All right. So I want to introduce one of our very good professors in the Department of Botany, in person of Professor S.O. Alonge, to the high table, sir. And I'll call on the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research and Innovation, to briefly say one or two things. That is Professor Rafindadi Sanusi.
Thank you very much. I know we are very short of time. The contest has to start earnest, but I would like to, congratulate the Department of Botany for organizing this Plant Its Life Contest 2025. And I think it's important for the office that I occupy for two reasons. One, innovation. My office is advancement, research, and now innovation does not necessarily mean invention. In fact, it doesn't mean invention. What it means is more of impacting, translating the knowledge you have and the knowledge you created into impact on the society. So nothing can be more innovative than for the department to organize this all-important contest that would help in building a generation that helps life instead of destroying it. What do I mean? Go everywhere around Zaria except in ABU, and you see how people are cutting trees. They cut tree completely from the base, not booming it. That is a generation that does not understand that the basis of life is that plant they are removing. Now, starting this, inculcating this knowledge and attitude at your level of the students, I think would help in bringing a new generations of Nigeria that take our environment, the plant, more seriously, and therefore help in conserving our environment and saving our planet. So we can't thank you enough. And for the teachers, I'm so impressed at the number of students that are participating and the schools that are participating. So the teachers, I know what you must have gone through to make it here. We can't thank you enough. And let me use this opportunity to say one thing. One of the most inspiring teachers I have ever had in my life was a biology teacher. And one of the most fascinating aspects of biology that I enjoyed, that inspired me, is plant biology. So thank you very much. I congratulate you for organizing this. I assure you of the university's support and even other departments that will do this outreach. Please reach out to the larger society for impact. That's one aspect of our duty: research, teaching, and community service. This outreach is as important as the teaching and research that we do. So botany, Department of Botany, and all the professors there, and all the schools that are participating, and the teachers that have gone through the rigorous selection to bring all these participants. I wish you an amazing stay, and I wish you a fruitful and successful contest. And I pray that all of you succeed in coming to ABU, joining us here, and you see how our environment, because of our precision of plant, how our environment is, and you join in helping us conserve the plants that we have in Ahmadu Bello University. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Research and Innovation. Can we give him another round of applause? Thank you very much. And then I want to call the representative of the Director of DAC, Dr. Micah Haruna.
The Deputy Vice Chancellor, sir, our scholars, the head of department and staff, our teachers and our students, you are welcome to Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. I I'm here to represent my director, DAC, not DAC. We are not DAC, DAC, Division of Agricultural Colleges. DAC is an agricultural division that deal with aspect of agriculture, based the plants and animals. And my director is an agronomist. And agronomy and botany, they are twin brothers. So, myself, I'm an agronomist. So we are dealing with crop. And then botanists, they are dealing with plant in general. So we are your younger brothers. Therefore, we are also soliciting, fighting for the destruction of plants. Because without plant, no life. So I want to use this opportunity to congratulate all the students that are here to contest. I wish you the best of luck and wish you a each-free deliberation. Thank you and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Dr. Micah Haruna, representative of the Division of Agricultural Colleges, ABU Zaria. And I want to call one of our own at this junction, a professor in the Department of Botany, and at the same time, the center leader of SPACE, that is Standard Procurement, Environmental and Social Standards Center of Excellence here in ABU, Professor W.S. Jaffet. Sir.
Thank you very much. He asked me whether I was okay. I said yes, because I'm actually carried away by this organization. So I want to give you some word of encouragement. The DVC research, members of the high table, permit me to stand on the existing protocol. I want to start by actually thanking my department of Botany, for putting in this wonderful occasion. The persons before me have already highlighted the importance of plant. This is our welfare. In fact, all our welfare, the welfare of man is tied to plant. So I don't want to too much dwell on that, and it can never be emphasized. Without plants, there won't be life on Earth, and we all know that. But sadly, or unfortunately, Nigeria, let me be very specific. Nigeria has one of the highest rates of deforestation in the world, which is a disincentive to conservation. The statistics have put the annual rate of deforestation for Nigeria at 3.7% annually, and that is not very encouraging, translating to about 400,000 trees lost annually. So any occasion like this that want to inculcate in the mind of young ones like this is a welcome development. So I want to thank the Department of Botany, the HOD in particular, and our team for putting this wonderful thing together. And then we in SPACE, we're going to make intervention, we're going to encourage you, to support you in whatever way we can. And to you, the participant, I won't call you contestants. You, the participant, I understand there's going to be like a quiz. I want you to know that in this quiz, there are no winner, no loser. All of you are winners. Why? Because you are actually supporting a very noble cause. So I want to, on behalf of my center, wish the department and all of us a wonderful day ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor W.S. Jaffet, Center Leader of SPACE. So I want to call the head of Department of Plant Science, Professor Muhammad Sagir. You know, plant science, Faculty of Agriculture, Botany, Faculty of Life Sciences. I told you, plant is everywhere. Professor Sagir Muhammad.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. The Deputy Vice Chancellor, Division all other members of the high table. Allow me to stand on the existing protocol. I want to say good morning to all of you seated here. I want to congratulate the Department of Botany for organizing this important gathering. Plant science and botany were brother and sister. The other department felt I should be here. We work together. He knows, and all members know this better than I can tell. The importance of plants should not be overemphasized. Plant is life, plant is everything for humanity. I want to mention just 5 things brings to our mind why plants are important. That is the first one, which is the most important, which I'll mention last. But the second one I'm going to mention is that plants provide shelter for you. There is no safest convenient shelter that you can get out of a life than what you can have from plants. The first day you have a child, you look for what to put on his or her back. And that is plant that provides that for you. Either it's synthetic or it's from natural fiber. Plants provide aesthetic value. All the plants that we have around to beautify the environment for us, regulate the temperature and what have you, are all plants. We don't erect structures for entertainment, for decoration. We have plants all over. And then I want to say that plants provide medication for us. We don't get medication from this, ordinary soil, from the bricks that we live in, as I'm speaking. All forms of medications comes from plant. So we should appreciate what plant provide for us. The most important that plant provide for us is food. All kinds of food that we eat, day in, day out, comes from plant. Only one we may mention that doesn't come from plant directly is flesh. Other fish, chicken, larger animals, cattle, sheep, and goat, but they eat from plants. So all flesh is plant. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Dick. You know, plant is everything. Plant is everything. I like plants. I like food. And I believe all seated here like food. And you must eat food every day. So plant is life. All right. So we are going to have one last item now before we move out for the group photograph. And that last item is going to be brief career talk, which is going to be delivered by Dr. Suleiman Dauda. And he is going to be given 5 minutes for that because we don't have the time. Dr. Suleiman Dauda.
Thank you, MC. Good morning. Good morning, the Vice Chancellor in absentia. Good morning, the Deputy Vice Chancellor, all members of the High Table, ladies and gentlemen. Permit me to stand on the existing protocol. And good morning, my students and your teachers. I'm glad to see your young faces here and I'm happy to host you. You are welcome to Ahmadu Bello University and to an event organized by the Department of It has been an impromptu talk for me. The person that was supposed to give the talk, Professor B.Y. Abubakar, is unavoidably absent. I want to say 1 or 2 things about career talks in botany. As you may have known from the introductions, botany is the study of plants. You study the biology of plants. But what puzzles students, especially at the beginning of their career in sciences, is where can I work when I study botany? You are mostly accustomed with the big names, pharmacy, medicine, engineering, and what have you. That is not bad, that is excellent. But for all sciences, you have to go back to the basis, to the basic sciences for you to understand applied sciences. We are mostly bothered with applied sciences. All the flashy names are applications of basic sciences. So for you to understand applied sciences effectively, you have to understand basic sciences. Here we are bothered with plant biology. The other aspect of biology, of course, is the animal biology. So what can you, or where can you work, or what can be your career path when you study botany? In botany, it is all encompassing. We study plants, we study fungi, which are not plants. I'm sure most of you may have heard of mushrooms. Students, you may have heard of mushrooms. That is, I believe, the most conspicuous fungi we all know because we can see them. They have the cap, they look like umbrellas, isn't it? So that is also an aspect of botany. We also study plants are classified into different categories. I will not bother you with that. We also have a significant group of organisms we study in botany, which are the algae. They were previously known as plants, but they are no longer classified under the plant kingdom. They are protists. I believe when you pass by water bodies, you see some water bodies colored green. Some of them looking green. You see some slimy, thread-like outgrowths in waters. Those are fungi. They are also a group of organisms that we study in botany. So it's all encompassing, as I said, and as you begin to understand botany, you will know that it is very broad. So let me quickly go to the different applications of botany, where you can apply basic knowledges of botany. Pharmacy has a fundamental application of botany. Most drugs are fabricated from plant products, plant metabolites. You need to know the plants before you know what metabolites they produce. You know what metabolite to produce, you now apply those metabolites in the fabrication of different drugs. So of course, in pharmacy, we have a department known as pharmacognosy. And pharmacognosy has to do basically with the study of plants or the application of plant products. Then we have biotechnology. Biotechnology is a tool. It has different branches. A basic application of biotechnology is the manipulation of plants, manipulation of plant genetics, manipulation of plant synthesization of different products. We have, of course, the environment. That is where we all live and we survive. The environment is sustained by plants. We all know from our basic biology that plants absorb carbon dioxide, don't we know? And they produce what as byproduct? Oxygen. Very, very important. As we know, we are encountered with the effect of greenhouse gases, different emissions. We drive vehicles, motorcycles, cars, lorries. We use our generating sets to generate electricity. And all these emit carbon dioxide, which eventually end up in heating the environment. But plants, as we have them, are very important sequesters of carbon dioxide. That means they absorb or they trap this carbon dioxide, which is harmful to the environment and in consequence harmful to us. And they release oxygen, which we breathe, which other animals also breathe. That is very important. And remember the algae I told you, those organisms that grow in water, they are also very significant sequesters of CO2. In fact, half of the CO2 is absorbed by those organisms in water. So the application of botany is very relevant to the environment. Then, of course, we have agriculture, plant breeding. We all eat food. The animals we eat, the beef, the cattle, the poultry, their feeds are manufactured from plant products. Then we have another aspect of agriculture, which is plant pathology. That's where you study the elements of plants. Plants also get sick, just like human beings get sick. You look out for the symptoms of the sickness, you diagnose it, and you infer this is the cause of the sickness. That we study in botany. The elements of plants, the different sicknesses of plants, and that has a very far-reaching application in agriculture. Then, of course, we have horticulture, where you grow fruits and vegetables. You need to understand the biology. Some are trailing plants. You need to support them before they grow. Some are sun-loving, some are shade-loving. You all need to know and understand the biology of this plant before you cultivate them effectively. And we are trying to fight hunger. So, of course, we have education, although we underestimate that very much. But study of botany breeds very good teachers, right from the nursery to the primary to the secondary, and of course to the tertiary institution. We are all teachers. We impart knowledge. That is a very, very important application of botany. Then, of course, landscaping, which is part of the environment. We beautify our environment with plants, but you need to have a good knowledge of what plants you can plant in a certain environment to give a particular aesthetic or to serve a particular purpose. You don't plant a big tree, for example, in this auditorium. It will fill the place. So you need to understand the biology and the habit, the growing habit of the plant before you apply them in landscaping. In architecture here, Department of Architecture, we have a master's program that is basically hinged on the study of botany, environmental landscaping, or something like that. So you study botany, you can digress into any of these branches of sciences that I've mentioned. You can decide to further your studies in pharmacy, you can decide to go for education, you can decide to go into pharmacy, you can decide to go into horticulture, you can decide to become an architect, environmental landscaping. So we have many places where botanists can work, not just in research and teaching. For example, we have the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, FAN. I have a colleague that is working there. They have a Department of Environment. You know, in airports, they don't like large outgrowing plants. They need to know the appropriate type of vegetation to have around airports for safety and many other environmental applications. We have NIPRID, the National Pharmaceutical Research and Development Agency or something like that of Nigeria, which have their headquarters in Abuja. They study plants to apply them in pharmaceutical products. We have the IITA, we have FRIN, we have many organizations where you can work with a background in botany. So I assure you that botany is not boring, it's not prospectless, if you study botany, it's not the end of the world. In fact, it is the starting position for you if you study botany. So I enjoin you to explore more and feel comfortable if you find yourself in the study of botany. And I wish you the very best of luck in your career choices. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. S. Doda from the Department of Botany for the brief career talk. Okay, I don't need to add much information. I've had everything from him that once you study plants, you can walk anywhere. All right, and I want to recognize the presence of Professor D.B. Dangora, Department of Botany. Welcome, sir. That is one of the kaka. He is our kaka in the department. All right, and then the Director, Institute for Agricultural Research, ABU Zaria, Professor Ado Yusuf, is represented by the Head of Department of Plant Science, Professor Muhammad Sagir, who has been with us. So Professor Muhammad Sagir is wearing two caps, Head Department of Plant Science, and then representing the Director of the IAR. And we are going to give him just 30 seconds to give us goodwill message from the Director.
Thank you very much, MC. The director just called me when I was seated that he had wanted to be here himself as a stakeholder. He has passion for plants as a soil scientist, but he could not come due to tight schedule he has in his office. But he's wishing the contestant, or rather the participants, a very happy deliberations, and is congratulating the department for holding this activity. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. All right, so we are now going into the main issue of the day, which is going to be what? What is the main issue of the day, students? The quiz competition. All right, so before we start the quiz competition, we are going to have a group photograph which is going to be taken outside of this building. So I want to make this announcement that all the staff that brought their students, get their students ready and set. We have vehicles that is going to convey them to the test centers. So immediately after the group photograph, we are going to start with the junior categories, conveying the junior categories to the examination centers before the senior ones. And all arrangement has been made, and the people in charge of that are already outside. So I want to call on our attention to start moving out for the group photograph. But before any student is out, members of the high table are going out first. So we can stay calmly as members of the high table move. So after the group photograph, the exam is going to be conducted somewhere else, not here. And we are only coming back here for the closing ceremony. Why is it the case of photograph? Please.
Okay,